Add to stage. Okay. All right, there we go. Hey everybody. I think we're live. I think I can. Let's see. I don't know. All right, we're gonna figure it out. If we are live.
Yeah, you're live.
This is the first time you can see it. Okay.
No.
Oh, okay. You can see it. You can see me. And wait, look and see if we're live on YouTube.
No, you're live on YouTube. Just go.
Actually, okay, everybody. Thank you so much for watching the first show. We are attempting to do a live. I'm learning all this technology very newly. So Auntie trying to figure it out. I'm in my Auntie era. So I'm trying to figure out how to do all this tech. But yes, we are live. Thank you all for watching our first show. We actually are in Los Angeles today. You can see me on Facebook. Okay, hey Facebook, hey Rona, I can see you on there. I can see Batman that is on. I can see Christopher Roberts giving me the thumbs up. I see you. I see Devin A. I see Dawn Nelson. Thank you for all the congratulations. Thanks for the love, you guys. This has been a journey. We are trying to make all of these things work. So hopefully we're live on Instagram and we're also live on YouTube on the Joy Reid Show channel. We also should be on Instagram on both the Joy Reid Show and my IG, and hopefully we're also on Substack. So hello to the Substack family. Thank you all. Okay, there's RJ. There's Big Daddy, California 59. I do want to talk to you guys a little bit about California. We are here in Los Angeles. We've actually been here since Thursday. And there's a lot going on, obviously, in LA. So I want to let you guys know that we did an interview today while we were preparing to launch this show, which of course we taped that interview with Amber Ruffin. Big ups to Amber Ruffin. We taped that interview a little while ago, but we're here today. We actually came in for BET weekend, but we wound up being in the middle of all this mess. Donald Trump essentially deciding to occupy California, and we interviewed the mayor of Los Angeles. We interviewed her today. That content is going to go up shortly. And we talked to her about all that's going on. We actually have been riding around LA all for the last 3 days, and we've seen literally nothing that what you have seen from Donald Trump, what you've heard from the Defense Department. None of that is actually happening. We rode through today. We have plenty of video. All of that's going to go up on Substack shortly when this live is done. What we have seen is that all the provocation has come from ICE. That essentially in a tiny part of the city, and we're literally talking about 2 or 3 blocks downtown, near the Civic Center, near City Hall, and near the Federal Detention Center, where they're holding David Huerta, who is the union leader who was arrested and apparently is going to be charged with a crime, LaMonica McIver style, by this administration for nothing, essentially for being in the presence of a protest and supporting the people who are protesting on behalf of immigrants. He's going to be charged. So we have that information coming up, and also that interview with Mayor Bass coming up for you guys. But yes, we're in the middle of it. But if you guys have questions, thanks for the love. Hey, Jan Martin. Hey, Priscilla Spence. Hey, Anita Williams. Hey, we're saying Rona Bondurant. Hello, Sister Soul. Hello. And we can see you all. And it's interesting because I can actually see where you guys are actually coming to me live from. I can see whether you're coming from YouTube. So we've got Bridget Shy, who's on the Joy Reid Show channel. We've got Velma Bellamy coming to you from Facebook. We've got Pretty Brown, Mimi727, who seems to be also coming from YouTube, from the Joy Reid Show channel. We've got Deidre Hines also watching on YouTube. We've got Steve Dean. And thank you very much. Steve is watching also on YouTube. It's cool because I can actually see where y'all are watching from. Doug Tate who's coming to us from Facebook. Regina Toby. We've got Rona. We already talked to Rona from Culver City, California. Here's James Muhammad. Hey, James Muhammad. So hey to everybody. So yeah, if you guys have questions, please throw the questions out there. If you have questions about what's going on in LA, we could tell you because we've actually been here for 4 days. We've seen everything that's going on. And I'll tell you what's not going on is any kind of conflagration or insurrection. People are shopping. People are having brunch. People are living their normal lives. People are living all their normal lives. We were out here for BET events. You saw my TikTok. If you guys are on TikTok, my sister and I went to, BET awards, the 45th anniversary awards dinner. Nothing. There was nothing going on. Nothing's going on in this city until ICE shows up. The only issues and problems we're having is when ICE actually shows up. And when ICE shows up, the protesters show up. And then when the protesters show up, the police show up. And then when the police show up, then you have problems. And all of these problems are being caused by the administration. There's literally nothing else going on. Dallas, Texas is in the house. Thank you. Yvette says she missed me. Is that Rockville, Maryland? Hey, Rockville, Maryland. Yeah. So basically, yes, I see somebody saying it's a seizure of power. That's what Malik Nazareth is saying. You're absolutely right. Sansara says, I have a new mission from God. Yes, amen. Big Daddy says it's Nazism. I mean, hard to argue against that. Hello from Iowa. Hey, Iowa. Hello, Philadelphia. People talking about taco. Yes, of course, Trump always chickens out on tariffs. That is a thing. That is a thing that is actually happening. Thank you, Nicole, says she enjoyed the show. So I want to big up the whole Joy Reid Show team. This has been a whole labor. Jason, Adrienne, Nitha, Ron, Winsome, Cam, Angela, the whole gang. And of course, we got to big up the Glam Squad, Janice and Coco, holding us down, making sure that we look good, making sure we come on there looking cute. And of course, Amber Ruffin, the amazing Amber Ruffin. She's just such an amazing person. So that is our little squad that's coming to you. So I'm looking here too. Look at North Carolina says, watch this space. We have Tracy White. We have Austin, Texas, Debbie Cloyd. We have Pete Rowe, who's in Bmore. We have Dr. Shirley M. Gaines. We have Gabe's mom. Thanks, Gabe's mom. Appreciate you very much, Pamela Ann Mayer, or I think it might be Meyer. We have Virginia W. Chase. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate everyone. If you missed the show, or if you have family members that missed the show, you can always send them the YouTube link. Make sure that you tell them to subscribe and share it. So make sure that everybody is up on it. We've got so much other stuff coming on. We got so much content coming up for you guys, including that Karen Bass interview. She has been in the middle of all of this. She's dealing with the feds. She has no idea when or where her city is going to see ICE raids. They're random. They're not giving a heads up to the mayor. They're not in reaction to any kind of crime or any kind of anything that's going on. Essentially, nothing's going on. And she made the point in the interview, which you guys are going to see shortly on the Joy Reid Show page, that there was nothing happening in Los Angeles. Nothing. Everything was normal. People were living their lives. It's Pride Month. People were going to the parades. People were going to brunch, doing their thing. And then all of a sudden on Friday, the ICE raids began. And I can tell you that the 3 initial ICE raids, there were actually 4, but one was outside of Los Angeles city limits. The one outside city limits was at a Home Depot. There was also a raid at a Home Depot in Los Angeles, in the city of Los Angeles. And there was also another 2 other raids that took place inside of 2 warehouses. And these were warehouses where basically people were lining up in order to get work. Because obviously, if you're at a warehouse location, builders, people who are construction workers, people who want to help out in the building trades, and people who are coming into work, because of course we just had major fires in Los Angeles and there's lots of damage or lots of homes that need to be rebuilt. And so these workers are lining up at Home Depot and at warehouse spaces looking for work, and they're getting swooped in by ICE. And ICE is showing up all over the city randomly, not giving the mayor a heads up. And then all of a sudden now you have Trump placing Marines inside of Los Angeles, claiming that he's liberating Los Angeles from criminals and drug dealers and gangs. This is not a thing. We've literally been here for 4 days. We've seen nothing, none of what he's talking about. It is made up. He's looking for a pretext to send the military in here. I will also note that we were where the National Guard is. The National Guard is in literally one place that's about a block long at the federal building. They are not roaming through the city. There is no military occupation of California. Donald Trump wants people to believe it. He wants people to believe this city is under siege by gangs. Not true. We've physically seen it. We're going to post the video so you guys can all see it for yourselves. I can show you better than I can tell you. There's literally nothing going on. I will also note that Stephen Miller, who is Donald Trump's ghoulish undersecretary, who wants essentially to deport all brown people, apparently. He's got a real issue with the brown folks. He has set a quota. Remember when police used to have a quota? He has set a quota for ICE that he wants them to round up 3,000 people a day, which is why you see them boarding planes, going into churches, trying to go into schools, trying to go into immigration hearings. They're literally showing up at people's immigration hearings where they're trying to legalize themselves and get their green cards and their papers. And instead of getting their papers, they're getting arrested. Okay, that is what is happening. So the facts are the facts, and we're actually going to show you the facts because that's why we're here on the Joy Reid Show. We're here to give you the facts unfiltered. So we're not going to tell you, I'm not going to tell you, we're just going to show you. We actually have video from all over the city, from Beverly Hills, Rodeo Drive to Hollywood, the Hollywood Hills, you name it. There's nothing going on here. I love the trolls who are in the place. We got Susie Layton Olmo. Ray, she's calling me a race baiter. I want to thank you for being a fan, because you could have been anywhere on tonight, Susan. You had all sorts of things to do with your time, and you decided to be here with us on this channel trolling me, which means you're a fan, 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 you're a fan. I appreciate the trolling because it's just another kind of fandom, and it's fine. Keep on hating, because at least you're hating here, meaning that you are in this space with us. I want to also big up some of our other folks that are here. We got, well, Sister Soul is laughing because she thinks it's funny that I was playing with the trolls. I like to play with them. Jennifer Leek said, yes. We've got Jewelry by BDK. I have to check out Jewelry by BDK. We got Me Da or My Da. We've got Damon Bean or Dorman Bean. We've got Hope from Columbus, Ohio, who enjoyed the show. Thank you very much. We got Maryland Girl. Thank you very much. Columbus, Ohio was in the house. Thank you all for so much. This is so much fun seeing all you guys. This is the one thing that I really love that you cannot do in cable, that you can actually talk to people. Thank you very much. Oh, I got a little compliment there. Thank you very much from Selena. Appreciate it. We got Bella. We've got Sine Curry. Thank you so much, Sine. Great to see you too, Jacqueline. I want to also note that we went to a protest that was in Grand Park, which is near Civic Center, not far from the Civic Center. And there were thousands of people at this, particularly union people who were there to support David Huerta, who again was arrested. He's a union leader, a beloved union leader here. He's from SEIU. He was thrown to the ground, injured, wound up in the hospital, arrested, and today he was arraigned. They're trying to charge him with a crime, y'all. This is a union leader who was simply being there for the workers who make this country work and who make this state work. I will note that the city of Los Angeles is 50% Latino. It's about 20% Asian, and it's about 9% Black. Meaning, if you want to hunt for non-white immigrants, if you want to hunt for brown and Black immigrants and Asian immigrants, this is the place to come. That's the reason that Stephen Miller and Donald Trump want these ICE operations to be happening here, because there's just a lot of non-white people here. This city is already majority minority. And so this is the reason that this fascist enterprise is taking place in Los Angeles, because they know they can get a lot of brown and Black people here. They know they can get a lot of Asian people here, but especially brown people, because Stephen Miller has a particular thing with the Browns. They want them rounded up and they want them deported. Here's the other issue, and I'll let you know this as well, that we got this directly from officials here in the city of Los Angeles. They have no idea where the people who were rounded up are. They have no idea where they've been taken. They don't know if they've been removed, not just from the state, but from the country. We know that this regime is throwing people out of the country and putting them on military planes and sending them to El Salvador. We don't know if that's happened to these people. Their families don't know. And so what's happening is, if you are a brown family in the city of Los Angeles or in Los Angeles County, you might wake up tomorrow and your family member didn't come home from work. They just didn't come home from school. They're just not here. And you have no idea where they are, because no one's telling you where they are. And there's no notice. They're not giving people hearings. They're not giving them any due process. They're simply grabbing and kidnapping and disappearing people. And you have no idea where they are. And their families have no idea where they are. Imagine going to school as a kid and you come home and your father's not there and your mother has no idea where he is, or your brother's not there. This is what they're doing. Here's a question from Bill. He says, doesn't California have the largest Black homeless population in America? I would say that's probably true, only because California has the largest population of everything in America. California has it is essentially a country. Just Los Angeles alone is 3 to 4 million people. I got people. Yes. Well, oh, we're not. Well, there are people who are coming on. There are people on Instagram. They're on here. I see people that are coming saying they're, oh, not from Instagram. They're only on Facebook. Okay, so we're not on Instagram. Instagram's not working. I'm getting some live information from a member of the team here who says IG is not actually working. So unfortunately, our IG friends cannot get on, but our Facebook friends are on and our YouTube friends are on. We're going to try to get this whole thing to work. We're working on the tech. This is the stuff that we're trying to perfect. So the next after party, we will make sure that everybody's on. Somebody check for me to see if Substack is working. Yes. Substack is working. Okay, so Substack friends are in the house. IG friends and TikTok friends are so far, unfortunately, not there. So we're going to work on that. We got the YouTube. I see the YouTube people because I can see all your YouTube symbols. So we know that YouTube is working, but we're going to keep working on this tech. And I promise you, the next time we do an after party, which is something I really am going to love to do with you guys after the shows, to come and chat with you, answer your questions, then we will have everybody in the house, and you guys can join together with your Instagram friends and your TikTok friends as well. Great to see you guys as well. Big Daddy says he's on YouTube. Geraldine Grice says, hey, someone wave back at you. We got a lot of hellos, a lot of people waving. So somebody said here, us boomers love them some Joy. Well, I appreciate y'all boomers. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Where are the Dems is a question. And it's like saying, are you trying to find you on YouTube? Those of you who are looking on YouTube, Jeanette, yes, this show airs primarily on YouTube. It is a podcast. It's a YouTube-based podcast. You can find it by going in your search bar and typing in The Joy Reid Show. It's as simple as that. Or you can go into any browser and type in thejoyreidshow.com. If you do that, you will get right to the channel, and then you can hit subscribe, you can hit share, you can hit like, you can throw some comments in, or you can join this chat because, I mean, why wouldn't you want to do that? So, yes, and so people are going off on corporate media. So what you're seeing, hello from Houston. Hey, Houston. All right, okay. Well, that's Jason in the back. You're hearing Jason speaking. He has said we're getting close to 100,000 subscribers. I want to thank every single subscriber, each and every one of you. We value each and every one of you, and we hope you'll share it with a friend. Share with a foe, why not? Just to make them mad, so that we can try to get as many people on here as possible. Because one of the things we're trying to do is that we know that a lot of you guys are a little bit iffy on corporate media right now. And so you want to get right directly to the information that you need. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to bring you the information live and direct. Hudson Valley is in the house. Ware Paulette is in the house. Sandra Jenkins is in the house. Nikki E is in the house. Vina Lawson is in the house. Brenda's in the house. We got Thelma Franklin in the house. We've got Natilda in the house. Tracy Lindemer. These go by fast. There's so many of y'all that it's going by super fast. Susan Belvin, Sister Soul, Brand Nubian. If it's that Brand Nubian, I'm like, wow. Courtney Ford is in the house. Brigitte is in the house. So Schenectady, New York is in the house. Atlanta, Georgia, the capital of Black America, is in the house. McDonough, Georgia, also in the house. Hey, from Henderson, Nevada, that's Glenda. We got so many of y'all. We got Dolores. We've got, by the way, I have to say, Newton Ingram, the people who were at the protest that was at Grand Park today was actually pretty amazing. It was a multiracial cast of characters. It was people, Latinos, it was Asian Americans, white folks, Black folks, people from all over, Caribbean, African American, you name it, they were there. Because what Donald Trump has done, he and Stephen Miller, by unleashing ICE on this city, essentially launching an invasion of the city. Orlando, Florida's in the house. What he's done by launching essentially an invasion of California, what he's done is he's triggered a resistance. And we hit the 100,000 mark. 100,000. Woo! Milwaukee's in the house. All right, 100,000's in the house. Thank you very much. Oh, Dominica is in the house. Dominica in the Caribbean. Oslo, Norway is in the house. Dalton, Georgia is in the house. We hit that 100,000 mark. Miami's in the house. Miami has to be there. That's my 305. Richmond, Virginia is in the house. Love you back. Thank you for the love. South Jersey. Oh, I want to remind you guys tomorrow. Hey, South Jersey, tell a friend. Tomorrow is the primary. The Democratic primary in the state of New Jersey is tomorrow. If you guys caught our preview interview with Mayor Ras Baraka of Newark, New Jersey, he's the mayor of the largest city in New Jersey. He was also arrested by these Trump state police because he was also standing for immigrants at a private prison, an entity that used to be a treatment center that was flipped into a private prison where they're also disappearing people and holding them inside. We don't know who's in there. No one knows their condition. We don't know their health condition, etc. He tried, along with 3 members of Congress, to stand up for them because he believes that entity is violating the law because it doesn't have the right permitting. And he was arrested. And LaMonica McIver, one of the 3 Congress members, was arrested, and she's being indicted, claiming she assaulted a police officer because she got shoved by ICE and other federal officials while she was trying to protect an elderly member of Congress, also from New Jersey. So she's also being potentially charged. So what's happening is this regime, thank you for the love, appreciate it. This regime is attempting to intimidate and frighten people. They want people to be afraid to go to work, to go to school, to go to church, to go to the hospital. They want people to be terrified. And then they want to try to charge elected officials. Jacksonville, Florida's in the house. They want to charge elected officials. I see Mississippi in the house. Now, you know it's serious. Carolyn Gordon, big up to you from Mississippi. This is the reality. They are trying to frighten people and scare people, and they're also trying to lie to people. Our cameraman, the great PJ, big up to PJ. He's been amazing, who actually got tear gassed for the people yesterday. He was down. We were actually in Oakland interviewing the great mayor of Oakland, California, while we couldn't, and we stayed so long that we actually missed our flight coming back. So PJ got on a flight by himself, came back and was covering the protest last night. And what he saw were tens of people, dozens of people, not hundreds or thousands of people. They, of course, come out because they're angry about the ICE arrests. Then the police show up. Then there's a confrontation. Then there are flashbangs being thrown. Then there's tear gas being thrown. But actually, according to the mayor, it's not clear who was throwing the flashbangs, who was throwing the tear gas. We also see a lot of masked officials, and we don't know who they are. So we're not even sure those people are feds. You just don't know who they are. You can buy some of those uniforms on Etsy. So we have no idea who's coming out. And this kind of, hooliganism by this administration actually encourages vigilantes to join in and pretend that they're ICE and pretend that they're feds when we don't know if they are or not. We just know people are being dragged off these streets and thrown into vans. This is giving fascism. It's giving Nazism. It's giving South Africa in the 80s. And so this is what's happening in America in the year of our Lord, 2025. Haiti is in the house. Sac passe. Arthur Daniel, sac passe. Appreciate it. So this is, literally New Jersey is here. So make sure that if you're coming to me from New Jersey, that you guys are going to vote in that primary tomorrow, because we got to have that happen. If you guys have any other questions, throw them out here, because there's a lot going on. Charleston, South Carolina is in the house, Norfolk, Virginia. Don Lemon showed a protester being stomped. Absolutely, that is happening. And the thing is that the protesters are being attacked. And let's just say this again, we do not know by who. I can tell you the National Guard is not out here attacking people, because they're only in one place. They're standing in front of one building. They're standing in front of the Federal Detention Center, and that's it. They are not being deployed inside. This story that 2,000 Marines are being sent here, what are they going to be sent to do? They're, watch people do the fan dance. People are going to brunch. There's nothing happening here. There's nothing for them to do. If the Marines came here, they'd just be marching through the street like stormtroopers. Are we North Korea? Are we North Korea at this point? Because there's nothing else going on. U.S. Virgin Islands is in the house. Thank you for the love. And so that's the idea. Anita Berry says she likes the readers. You should like the readers. They're really great people. Atlanta's in the house. So this is the reality, y'all. We have to pay attention and do not fall for even the mainstream media story that's trying to show Los Angeles as if it is some sort of war zone. They're trying to make Los Angeles look like a war zone. Hey, Barbados. It's not. We've literally been here. I see some AKAs in the house. Jamaica's in the house. Belize is in the house. San Antonio, Texas is in the house as well. And thank you for getting us to 100,000 followers. We appreciate you. Thank you, Columbia, South Carolina. But the most important thing I have to say to you all is all over the world, you guys are coming to us internationally, from the Caribbean, from Europe, from as far away as Norway. Since you've been on here, tell a friend, tell a friend, tell a friend, and tell a foe. There is no uprising, conflagration, situation of that sort. Oklahoma's and Guyana had to show up. I was waiting for my people to show up. Hey, Guyana, GT Posse is in the house. There is nothing like that happening. It's just not happening. The one big protest we went to today dispersed itself after 2 hours. They protested. They sang songs. People were doing line dancing. People were joyful. People were appropriately angry and outraged at what was going on. But when that thing was over 2 hours in, they dispersed themselves and all went about their business. It's completely peaceful. Even the LAPD put out a written statement saying there was a peaceful protest. There's nothing going on here for the Marines to do. They will be bored. And if corporate media keeps showing you the same 3 blocks in downtown Los Angeles, they're doing that because that's clickbait. But there is no conflagration happening. Hey, Trinidad, there is nothing like that going on in Los Angeles. Los Angeles is 99% peaceful. Hello, Nashville, Tennessee. It's 99% peaceful. And the police are only responding to the protests that are completely predictable that happen when ICE shows up. So if ICE doesn't show up, there's no reason for protesters to show up. And if protesters don't show up, there's no reason for police to show up, because inevitably what happens is that this city, because it's so full of immigrants, it's a very heavily immigrant city, they have a rapid response system. So when ICE shows up, the bat signal goes out to all of these different immigration related organizations all at the same time. And because of social media, they're able to fan out and get lots of people to show up, almost like a flash mob. So what happens is when all of these rapid response alerts go out that ICE is somewhere, people show up, and you see all of the TikTok videos and IG videos of people pushing back on ICE and yelling and calling shame. That's because they're responding to rapid responses. They come out to try to support the immigrants. Inevitably, some fools also show up too. So you have one or two people who may throw a rock or may throw something or do whatever, because you just can't control all of the people who show up. Most of the people are peaceful. Most people are normal. And then the one or two people who cause any kind of an issue, the police overreact, because, right, you can always count on that. And then when they overreact, now you have a problem, and now you have video. And that's what's happening. The people who are causing all the problems, 100% of the problems, 100% of the problems are ICE. There's nobody else causing any problems. Hola, we got an hola in the house. Thank you very much. There is no one but ICE causing these problems. So the reality is there are no, zero, and I'm telling you none, because we've been here to watch. There are no uprisings in Los Angeles. The only issues that are happening are when ICE shows up, protesters show up. And when protesters show up, the police show up. And when the police show up, you're always going to have confrontation and tension. That's it. Please hit the like button. People are saying hit the like button. I agree. I 100% agree. So I want you all to do me this favor, please. If you're on this live right now, if you're a reader, if you're on Facebook, if you're on, I wish the IG folks were here. If you're on YouTube, we try to get our Twitch folks on. I don't know if our Twitch folks got on. We're trying to get on Twitch too. I'm trying to be young and fresh and get on Twitch as well. Please tell a friend. Stop watching these rerun pictures of the same, thank you, subscriber, thank you, Nicole, of the same 3 blocks of downtown Los Angeles, making it look like Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Please stop sharing that same 3 blocks of downtown Louisiana. I saw Louisiana, of downtown Los Angeles, right? Where protesters are for very good reason protesting, because people are getting kidnapped. And then the police show up, and then you have the issues. And again, we had a photographer, the great PJ, who was literally there. PJ has no dog in this fight. He's from Indiana, boo to the Pacers. I'm a Knicks fan, so we forgive him for being a Pacer fan. But we had PJ literally there. He has no dog in the fight. He is not biased. He went down there just as a photographer, not even to question people, but just to observe what was happening. And what he saw with his own 2 eyes and his camera, which we're going to actually post the video of what he saw. We're going to post it so that you can decide for yourself. We are not going to go through Fox filter or MSNBC filter or CNN filter. We're not going to filter it. We're just going to show it to you. CBS, ABC, NBC, we're not going to filter. We're going to show it to you so you can see what happened. And then you tell me, where are the thousands and thousands of gang members who were supposedly hiding out at a Home Depot? The Trump regime wants you to believe that they had to invade 2 Home Depots and 2 warehouses where builders get wood and stuff, that they had to do that because those places were full of MS-13 and gang members. You just tell me if that makes sense. Does it make sense to you that gangs would be convening at Home Depot? I mean, maybe gangs of senior citizens, gangs of unks, like we know the unks love Home Depot because they like to do home improvements. So you're going to have gangs of maybe home improvement fans at Home Depot, but you're certainly not going to have gangs, those kind of gangs. That doesn't make any sense. So think about it. Why are you sending ICE to Home Depot? But you now have the reporting, I believe it was from Axios, that said that Stephen Miller has demanded more numbers. They've given a quota. Remember, like in the old days when police had a quota and then they lied and said they didn't have a quota? I have family that are police, and they told me to my face that they had a quota, and they would have quotas and they would be told, Nosferatu, he does look like Nosferatu. Nosferatu said, I want 3,000 arrests a day. And of course, they're racial profiling to the person who just said that. Of course, they want 3,000 brown people a day. They can be Asian, they can be Hispanic, they can be Mexican, they can be Guatemalan. They don't care as long as they're not white. They want 3,000 of them a day, and they want it to be visible, and they want it to be ugly, and they want it on your TV. They want ABC, CBS, NBC, CNN, MSNBC, Fox to show it to you so that you will think, just like PJ's family was calling him urgently saying, are you okay? Are you safe? I had people saying to me, be safe out there. I really need to show you what, hold on. I'm going to take you guys on a walk because, you know, we're here in our Verbo. I'm hoping that my laptop holds up in terms of the charge, but I'm going to show you how peaceful it is in California right now. This is what the Marines are coming to deal with. Okay? There's nothing happening here. Nothing. This place is completely peaceful. California is quiet and calm. There is nothing happening. But Nosferatu has demanded 3,000 arrests a day. And he has said he must have 3,000 arrests a day, right? And so what ICE is doing is they are following orders. This is extremely fascist. It's just fascism 101. So they're trying to frighten the country into thinking California is going up in smoke, that there are gangs roving through Hollywood, that there are gangs roaming through the city, and that this city is overrun by gangs. Here's the problem. Do y'all know how big Los Angeles is? Los Angeles is like, it's what is it, like 400 or 500 square miles? It's huge. It's huge. It's the second largest. It's the largest, I think, physically largest municipality in the country. It's massive. I'm going to post on joyanreid.com on my Substack. I have these maps that show you, it takes California, LA, and it puts it on other. I mean, it's the size of a state. It's a 3+ million people, right? And like, so if 100 people are protesting, that's almost nobody. There's 100 people are protesting here and there. The rest of the city is calm and quiet. There is nothing happening. There is nothing happening. And so what they're doing is they're lying. Fourth largest economy in the world, right? It could be a city state. It could be its own country. California could easily be its own country. And so what they're doing is they're lying, and they're saying that there is this a nightmare of gangs roaming through the streets of America, second largest after New York City, roaming through the streets of America, right? And so they have to send the Marines in here to stop the murderous, cannibalistic migrants from coming in and raping all the white women and killing people. That is just, does that even sound like it makes sense to you? You know how calm and cool California is? And it's been like this for 4 days. And it was like this up until ICE showed up. So I need you all to tell people to stop looking at that 2 or 3 blocks where indeed they are hurting people. People are getting brutalized at the protests. Journalists are getting injured, flashbangs thrown at them. Our own PJ had tear gas thrown at him for nothing. And he even said all he saw was a couple dozen peaceful protesters, just a small number of peaceful protesters doing absolutely nothing. And then all of a sudden the police show up, and we always know what happens. So this is what we need to push back on. This is an attempt to make California look lawless and out of control so that they can have an excuse to take over this state. They would love to have control of California. They cannot culturally take over California. It has too many Latinos. It has too many Asian Americans. It has too many Black folks. It's too diverse. It has Hollywood, and it's too diverse even in terms of its economy. It's got everything from agriculture to Hollywood to Silicon Valley. They cannot take it away. So yes, those who are reminding people to please hit the like button, please hit the share button, please hit the subscribe button. We appreciate it. Please do all of the things. That this administration is trying to use this city, Los Angeles, as a test case. And when we were up with Mayor Barbara Lee of Oakland, she knew very well that they could be next because that's also a Black woman-run city. So they love a minority-run city. They've targeted New York. They've targeted Chicago. They've targeted Philadelphia. They've targeted Washington, D.C. What do all those cities have in common? Black mayor. So they're attempting to go after these cities where they can make a splash on Fox, because they know that Fox will then show, oh, these blacks can't run a city. They're letting their cities get overrun by gangs. They bought Baltimore as well. So they always target minority-run cities so they can say these people don't know how to govern themselves. They sound like white South Africans from the 80s because essentially they're the same mentality as white South Africans from the 80s. And so what they're doing, somebody said they don't want Houston to get too loud because they're going to come there next. They're going to go anywhere where they can get the numbers. And I'm going to throw in as well, having lived in South Florida for a really long time, Cubans and Venezuelans got okey-doked because they forgot that they have the numbers that Stephen Miller needs. They have enough people to deport that they can get to their largest deportation ever. And that's what I said in our opening rant today. They've got the numbers. They know they can find 500,000 Haitians because there's a lot of Haitians in Florida. They know they can find 700,000 Venezuelans because that's about how many Venezuelans have TPS, or at least had it until Trump took it away. There are over 1 million Cubans in Miami who had parole because we used to care about fighting communist Cuba. So Cubans, Venezuelans, and Haitians, that's 3 of the biggest groups of immigrants in the country that are here on parole. And so if you're a Cuban or a Venezuelan, I don't care how many times your family members voted for Trump. I don't care how much you love Trump. Remember El Funky? El Funky, the Cuban rapper? They trying to send him back. And he loves Trump. They don't care. They just want the numbers because Stephen Miller is in a rage and Nosferatu must be fed. He wants numbers. And it's not a distraction. Somebody who says it's a distraction, it is kind of a distraction because they're also stealing by getting rid of Medicaid and cutting rich people's taxes. So there you go. That is what's happening in California. You can see just how beautiful it is. It is literally a paradise here. It's beautiful. And there's nothing going on here that would require the Marines at all. There's nothing going on here that would require an intervention by federal police. Nothing. And the ICE raids are what's causing all the problems. If ICE doesn't come and kidnap people, then protesters don't come. And if protesters don't come to where ICE is kidnapping people, then the police don't come to deal with the protesters. And if the police don't come, then nothing happens. That's it. The cause and effect is ICE, ICE, and more ICE. Without ICE, there is no problem in California. So, bottom line, don't let people tell you that California is in some sort of huge crisis that requires intervention from the federal government. I'm also going to note, too, that the last time the National Guard was sent to a state without being invited by the governor or without the governor calling for help and asking for help was in 1965. You know what was happening in 1965? The federal government was sending the National Guard, right, to Selma, Alabama, because John Lewis and other civil rights activists were getting the hell beat out of them on the Edmund Pettus Bridge. That is the last time that the National Guard was sent to a state where the state didn't ask for it. That's it. They don't normally go into states without being asked. And before that, they were sent in Little Rock, Arkansas, to escort Black children into schools while white moms and housewives screamed and spat at them. They were sent into Mississippi to stop a race riot at the University of Mississippi because there was an attempt by a Black young man to attend the university, and white students were essentially threatening to kill him, screaming, spitting. They actually killed 2 people in their riot, including a French journalist. They were sent into the South because they were trying to protect Black people from white racists. James Pugh from the Montbello, one of my Montbello fellow warriors, the Montbello Warriors on here. I'm so happy. Yes, James Pugh. Thank you very much. And so that's the reality. That is why that is the only situation in which the federal government has sent National Guard into a state over the objections of the governor, because in those cases of those Southern governors, the governors didn't want the National Guard to come in and help because they wanted they wanted segregation, right? And if you think about the Kent State, the horrors of Kent State, where anti-war protesters were shot, that governor actually asked, the Ohio governor asked the National Guard. They wanted the National Guard. Normally, the National Guard has to be a request from the governor. In this case, they've gone over it. I will note that Gavin Newsom is suing. He's suing and to try to force Donald Trump and the regime to back off and remove the National Guard. And I'll say one more thing. If they put the Marines into this state, they are violating something called Posse Comitatus, which says that the United States military is not allowed to operate on U.S. soil. The National Guard is an exception. They come in. The last time the National Guard was actually here in California, they were helping homeowners who were having their homes destroyed by the fire. They were distributing water. They were doing good. And so to take those same National Guardsmen and turn them into state police is vicious and cruel, even to them, because they should not be in the situation where they're essentially being asked to brutalize their own fellow citizens, because they are from here. The California National Guard are Californians. And so to tell them that they need to essentially turn on their own people, that is some Nazi mess right there. For sure. It's giving fascism. And so what Trump and the regime are doing is trying to have an excuse to invade California and occupy California with military troops. We cannot allow that. There are people who are asking, what can we do about it? That is a good question. We do know that people can refuse and should refuse to follow illegal orders. We hope that any Marines who come here will refuse to follow illegal orders. We know that the reason that this current regime did not want to have a real general, a real qualified individual at the head of the Pentagon, they'd rather have the guy from Fox Weekends, because they know he'll do whatever, and he would give unlawful orders, and he would cause this military that he's stripping of women, that he's trying to strip of gay people, that he's already stripping of trans people, he's trying to strip of Black people. He wants that military to be whiter, more right-wing, and more willing to hurt fellow Americans. This is a strategy to try to build a fascist country, and you see it happening. And if you think this is hyperbole, Google South Africa. Before the 1990s. This looks just like it. We're working on our Wednesday show, which is going to give some of the history of South Africa in the 1980s. This is a really important show. I hope you guys will watch. We interviewed the gentleman who was the ambassador from South Africa to the United States. His name is Abraham Rasool. You may remember his name because he was kicked out of the United States by Marco Rubio, the Cuban American who has turned on his own people. He's the Uncle Tom of Cuba. He's the Tío Tomás. We have to start calling him. What is the name for an Uncle Tom? If I have any of my Latino brothers and sisters in the chat, please tell me what's the name for an Uncle Tom in Spanish. I'm going to call him Tío Rubio. We should start calling an Uncle Tom Tío Rubio, because he does not care about El Funky or any other Cuban that are getting thrown back into that country. Lil Marco. That's the one good thing Trump ever did, was come up with Lil Marco. Yeah, so on Wednesday, we're going to give you guys some history. You know, I love to do some history. We're going to give you guys some history of the things that have happened in white South Africa, white-ruled South Africa. And you need to know this, because what this president is doing, don't get it twisted. He acting like he fighting with Elon, whatever. I'll buy it when they stop both wanting to cut Medicaid. When one of them switches and says they don't want to cut Social Security, when one of them decides that they switch sides and they don't want to cut Meals on Wheels and Head Start, when one of those guys when they split on that, I'll believe they're fighting. Until then, it's just theater, and I hope they both go down. Let them fight. I hope they take each other down, because they both agree on the same things. So I realize that we did not start the show out talking about the Elon fight with Trump, but that is because it's a fake fight. It's phony baloney. They both agree on the things that are important. They both agree with cutting Medicaid. They both agree with destroying the poor. They both agree with cutting Social Security. They both agree with giving permanent tax cuts to the super rich. They both agree with cutting Meals on Wheels. They both agree with harming poor people. They both agree with doing harm to immigrants, even though Elon Musk is an immigrant who his brother says was undocumented. They claim they were quote unquote illegal. That's what the brother said. He denies it. They both agree that the rich are superior to the poor, that white are superior to black. They agree on all the important things. If they disagree on which one of them was fooling around more with Jeffrey Epstein, that is not my problem. And I'm not going to get distracted by the silly fake food fight between Trump and his boyfriend. I don't care if they are breaking up, if those girls want to cat fight like they're 7th grade girls, and I should not disparage 7th grade girls by comparing them to them, let them fight. They should. Exactly. Melania Trump is also an immigrant. Maybe Melania should join Stephen Miller's wife and go hang out with Elon instead of with her husband, because it does seem to me that both of those ladies would probably rather hang out with Elon, even though because he's not cute either. There's nothing attractive about any of these men. So I have no idea why these women are even there. But the bottom line is, yes, DRP says it's political theater. It's getting us to follow the catnip of, ew, is Trump and Elon fighting or are they friends? They both agree on doing harm to the poor. They both agree on doing harm to elderly people, immigrants. They both agree on giving all of your money and all of your data to Peter Thiel, fellow South African, to Elon Musk. They agree with letting Starlink get your data. They agree with letting Tesla get government contracts on your dime. Trump claims he's going to take away the corporate welfare that made Elon rich. Do it and then come back and talk to me then. And I still won't be on your side. There's nothing you can do. Just like there's nothing Trump can do to lose his fans. There's nothing he can do to gain me and my support. And say ditto Elon. No, we are not for Elon now. So by the way, so that is a distraction. What's really happening, don't fall for is Trump and Elon catfighting. It's cute, it's fun, but it's not the point. The point is we are fighting fascism. We have to focus. We have to focus, and make sure that these people are not taking over California, which is essentially like taking over a full country in and of itself. So we're going to stand by California. We're going to stand by Gavin Newsom. He's not perfect. He's got issues, but we appreciate what he has done. The little cat fight on the side, let those girls fight it out. But we are going to stand against allowing the United States military to violate the Posse Comitatus Act and attempt to militarily operate inside California. Because I will say it again. I said it before. I will say it again. There is nothing happening in California that would necessitate military operations in this state. This state is peaceful. It was peaceful on Thursday. It was peaceful on Friday, right up until the moment ICE started kidnapping people. When ICE comes and they kidnap people, then protesters follow, and that is completely predictable. And then the police follow the protesters, and that is also predictable. So anybody, you guys appreciate it. 1,700 likes. If you guys have not hit the follow button, please do it. We want to make sure that you never miss anything. Newsom is absolutely suing. People said Newsom ain't no punk. No, Newsom he's that guy. He is that guy. He is absolutely going to fight. So is Karen Bass. But Karen Bass is not the one who would sue this. There is an attorney general, the job that Kamala Harris used to have. Vice President Kamala Harris did also put out a really strong statement. She lives in Los Angeles. She's made it very clear she's not about this BS either. I want to also note that Kamala Harris gave an incredible speech at the State of the People Power Tour. If you did not get a chance to see it already, it's on the Joy Reid Show feed. Head over to there after we're done here. You can click on it and you can watch her entire speech. It's so good. She was so brilliant. There was such a warm welcome for her, and people were yelling Mamala from the audience. They were like, Mamala! They were so happy to see her. So yes, I want to also throw in rest in peace Sly Stone, Sly and the Family Stone. That's one of my favorite groups. Absolutely love it. Thank you for letting me be myself again. So absolutely, we are mourning Sly Stone, one of the greats, one of the greatest groups, bringing that funk. Just so good. So it was really good to see Vice President Harris had a chance to chat with her while she was at State of the People. Such a good lady, and so about that life and about the people. and she showed up for the people. She's the highest level elected official to show up for the State of the People Power Tour. Also want to big up Ras Baraka. Ras Baraka did also show up. He showed up in the New Jersey stop. So yeah, so it's important that we keep our focus and that we fight the right fights, because the fight is not between Trump and Elon. The fight is between us and all those billionaires, because Trump and Elon and Bezos and all the rest of them, and Peter Thiel and all the South African ones who ran over here so they could be rich and feed off of the public dime and eat up public subsidies in order to become billionaires. They're all on one side, and it's not your side. It's not your side. They're on one side and regular people are on the other. And at some point, there are a lot of MAGAs who are going to realize that they're also on our side when it comes to who's going to get and who's going to lose, who's going to lose out when this $4 trillion tax cut goes through. They're stripping Medicaid to give them a permanent tax cut. And also in this bill, the last thing I'm going to throw in too is we should point out that bill that this is a distraction from, right, is going to really harm this country, and it's also going to make Donald Trump close to a king, even more so than the Supreme Court did, because there are provisions in that bill that would make his decisions unreviewable by the courts. That is scary. Greed is a monster, says Vita Lawson, and she's absolutely right. And so this is it. People are saying, glad to see your rebirth, glad to see you back. Yes, we do not mince words on the Joy Reid Show. We keep it real. We keeps it real. We keeps it real. And yes, Jules T says, I'm not sure MAGAs keep standing by their white supremacists. Oh, 100%. I don't think a single one of them has left him. And I think there's nothing he could do to stop, nothing he could do to lose their support, because it's a cult. It's a religious cult. So there's not much you can do. It's like talking somebody out of being a Buddhist or a Hindu or a Christian. If it's your religion, it's your religion. And MAGA is a religion. So there's really nothing you can do. But yes, do not fall for the distractions. We need to focus, because what they're doing with that budget, which is pure evil, what they're doing to immigrants, pure evil. And I want to say another thing. If you are a Black woman, one of the 92%, and you think that, the kidnapping of these immigrants is not your problem, think again, honey, because this is not going to stop with brown people. They've already said they want to get the homegrowns, and I don't know who you think that is, but I'm assuming they look a lot like me and probably a lot like some of you. A lot like your sons, your daughters. And just remember, they never experiment on anyone so much as they experiment on us. And so the reality is you've got to realize it's everybody. Old white lady here. So lady said, old white lady here. She's worrying about it too, because yes, it could be anyone. We know there's a story of a white Canadian woman who was detained for 2 weeks coming over the border. And even if you're white, you're not all right, because the reality is if you're white, but you have anti-Trump stuff in your phone, you could get detained. If you are white, but you write the wrong op-ed, you could get detained. If you're white, but you're pro-Palestine, you could get detained. Know that Leo Terrell, who works in the Justice Department, is currently investigating 3 elected officials, including the mayors of Chicago and Los Angeles, the very mayor, Karen Bass, for anti-Semitism. What? Anti-Semitism? For what? And the mayor, we talked to her about that in our interview, and you're going to see that full interview. We're going to post it very soon. And she cannot figure out what they could be possibly talking about. But these mayors, who all are Black, are being investigated supposedly for anti-Semitism, but they also are mayors over cities where there were colleges where people protested for Palestine and where people had encampments for Palestine. So what we're also seeing is that we are attempting to illegalize pro-Palestinian thought, not just pro-Palestinian protest, but pro-Palestinian thought. Even thinking in a pro-Palestinian way is essentially becoming illegal. You also see the Justice Department attempting to make it illegal to hire too many Black people, to hire too many women. They're essentially cooking this country into white South Africa from the 80s. That is what is happening. Thank you all for the likes. 2,000 people watching, 2,000 likes. Oh, I love y'all. This is so much fun. We call this the after party. This is what we like to do at the end of a show. We used to do this on AM Joy, my old weekend show, and I love doing it because I love talking to the people. And so we are going to be doing a lot of these. Once we get all of this tech really all together, we'll be doing it simultaneously on all of my platforms. So on Instagram, TikTok, Substack, YouTube, we're going to all come together, because it doesn't matter what platform you're on. You're still readers. You're still family to me. So I want you guys to be able to be together, to talk across platforms with each other, all the 92%ers weighing in. And so we need to do this. We've got to try to hang together, because the best thing we can do to fight fascism is to stick together across cultures, to stick together across all of our smaller subgroups, to pull all of our groups together, and we're going to make it work. Somebody's asked me, do I have Restream? I tried Restream, Shay, earlier today. We tried it out. We gave it a shot, but I'm an auntie, so I'm low tech, and StreamYard was just easier for now, but we may switch it up. Auntie may switch it up. We're going to keep on trying different things until we figure it out, because, you know, I got to get my TikTokers and I got to get my IG fam in. So we're going to work it out. We're going to look at that. Somebody asked me, is there going to be merch? Oh, yes, there's absolutely going to be merch. We have already the throwbacks. You know, that jersey that I wore the last day of the readout? A lot of people have been asking me, they want those throwbacks. Now, those throwbacks were custom made for my team. I love to make fun Christmas gifts for my teams, and I always go all out and go big, and we always create custom merch. We didn't do like the standard NBC merch from like the standard store. We always made the merch special and fabulous, and they're so limited edition. No one has them except people who literally worked for the readout, who were either on our production staff. So that means producers, all of our staff, and our crew, because I always felt that you don't just bless the staff, you have to bless the people who keep the camera running and move the stuff on stage. And so our crew had them and our staff had them, but we're going to make special editions of that merch. It's not going to have the corporate logo on it. We're going to pull off the corporate logo, because I don't work there anymore. And we're going to let you all have the opportunity to get those throwbacks. We also had these incredible custom sneakers that we made for our team, but we're going to make special custom sneakers for the Joy Reid Show. And listen, when I tell y'all we make some cute merch, trust and believe our merch is fly. And we're going to do some also merch, because I want to do a fundraiser. So we're going to create some merch that's specifically Medgar and Murley related. That was my best-selling book. But we want to create some merch that's going to benefit the Evers Foundation. So we want to raise some coins for the Evers Foundation. Medgar Evers would have been turning 100 this year. So if you see any kind of Medgar and Murley merch, that merch is going to be used to raise money for the Evers Foundation. People are asking for mugs. Y'all saw my cute little mug. We're going to have the mugs. We're going to let you all get in on it as well. We're also trying to source places, if we can find places in the U.S. to make stuff. So if you guys know of U.S. manufacturers that we can go to, and Black vendors, of course, Pamela, who you telling? You know that's how we roll. We're going to try to find Black vendors. We're going to try to find minority vendors. And look, because I want to support our Latino family that are getting really beat down right now. If you know some great Latino vendors and people that want to work and want to come through, bring it on. I'm here for it. The AAPI folks, we're here for the intersectionality. And we're all here for DEI, because, you know, I love me some DEI. And so don't worry. Yes, we're going to strip the corporate name off of the merch, because people are like, no, I don't want that. So that's what's happening. So anyway, thank you all. I appreciate you all being here. This was so much fun. We got to 101,000 subscribers. Y'all are amazing. 57, Jeffrey Jones, white male from Northwest Wisconsin. Thank you so much for being on here. I appreciate you, man. We want you in here too, because look, we're all about the good people. We going across, and look, y'all DEI too, because if you're in California, you're a minority because California is already a majority minority state. So everybody can get in on DEI. If you're a white fam that says you're DEI, come on in. The water's fine. We love it, because it just means you're diverse. It means you love equity, and it means you want to be included. And so we love a good DEI, whether you're white, brown, green, red. If you're a Muppet, you could be purple. We love it. We just love you. So thank you all for being here. This has been so much fun. Our first after party, and we got over 100,000 folks subscribing to the Joy Reid Show channel. Please hit that like, hit that share, tell a friend, tell a foe, just to make them mad. And I will see you Wednesday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time, right here in California, yay, on the best coast, the West Coast, West Side. See you all on the next Joy Reid Show. Love you all. Love you, readers. Cheers, and cheers for me. It's early enough that I think I can go out and have me a little dinner and a cocktail. Hey. All right. Talk to y'all later. See you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.